Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Circumstance, and I'm always going to pick up the phone and call them and wish them well, thank them for what they did for this organization, either when I was the head coach or in some cases long before I became the head coach here, because I think that's what they deserve. That's what they've earned.
Yeah.
And, so it's never easy. But ultimately what we want to do is two things: whatever is in the best interest of the Minnesota Vikings, but making sure we're trying to do what's best for the player as well.
There he is, Kevin O'Connell, explaining the art of a football breakup, boys.
Yes.
How do you let the Adam Thielens down easy, basically?
Yep. I think the question that goes unanswered there is, does the player pick up the phone?
Or do you just leave an awkward, rambling voicemail that they may or may not listen to?
It's like swingers. Hey, Adam, Kevin here. I know we talked.
I think my message might have gotten cut off there, so I'm just calling you back here. Call me or don't, whatever. All right, see ya. Bye, Adam. Bye, Eric. We're still waiting as we sit here this Wednesday morning here. By the way, 4 episodes of Purple Daily for you to catch up on yesterday, recapping all sorts of news, and today we're sort of on news watch again. This is a write that down episode. We're going to make predictions. So if anything else breaks, and we expect it to, we'll hit you with another episode at some point a little bit later on today. I know Dex and Realistic Randy are going to recap some of the things that have happened in the first 10 days or so of this free agency period. Just kind of even going back to like a week ago, Eric Kendrick. So all sorts more content on the Purple Daily podcast feed and YouTube channel, presented by our friends at TCL, now an official partner of the NFL. Redefine creativity with the TCL 30V 5G smartphone. Enjoy blazing fast 5G speed, an AI-powered 50-megapixel triple camera system. Football. Ultra-realistic and true-to-life visuals powered by NextVision and booming sound from the dual speakers. Learn more at TCL.com. Kevin O'Connell, by the way, among a massive contingent of Vikings and NFL people at the Gopher Pro Day this morning, where John Michael Schmitz is there, some other Gophers. Saw KOC yucking it up with PJ Fleck, Brian Flores in the house. So it's a who's who of Minnesota football power people this morning in Minneapolis.
Got to get back to work, though. You got to get back, don't you?
Well, he is working. They might need a long-term center. I know they got Bradbury coming back.
I got bad news
John
for you.
Michael Schmitz.
Yeah, I think John. Without the second-round pick currently, I don't think they're in jeopardy of being able to draft him. Unfortunately, because I love him. Best
Maybe
center.
This is just a waste of time. Maybe they are wasting their time.
Best center in the state.
You think right now he's a better NFL center than Bradbury?
I think he would be. Yeah.
I think you're probably right.
Bigger, stronger, meaner. Yes.
Bradbury's a fairly smart guy, but I think John Michael Schmitz lauded for his football and general intelligence.
Hot take by me. A center hot take. What a way to start off the new league year at 3:00, and I'm coming with that take.
Should we hit the theme song here, Dex, and fire this up officially? All right, let's do it.
Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
The only show in America that keeps track of our predictions with statistics. That's right, putting our careers and reputations on the line every week. We do it on Purple Daily. We do it on Mackie and Judd. When are you guys going to admit that you were wrong, huh? You guys, your arrogant sports takes. Sometimes Minnesotans confuse hot takes or confident sports opinions with arrogance or an inability to admit when you're wrong. Well, you'll find out on Wednesdays that we are wrong a lot.
We do it twice. Like, if it's not bad enough to take a chance of being wrong a lot once, we come back and do it again.
Yes, career damaging. So 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns. And listeners, if you want to be like Tony, who's waiting in our virtual green room here, and you want to participate, you can send us a message through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled out sometime here in the coming weeks. All right, Judd, we're going to start with you here.
All right.
The accountability session. Okay. And boy, oh boy, One of the great weeks in Purple Daily. Write that down. History.
Wow.
God. Oh.
You were very specific with your Eric Kendricks landing spot. You said Los Angeles, either the Chargers or the Rams. You would go back home to Los Angeles.
Good stuff.
And your specificity awards you a touchdown.
Driving the ball down the field, boys. It's the new Judd. It's a new year.
You said specifically the Vikings will sign Byron Murphy Jr. in free agency.
Wow. Just heaving them now.
I hope at 3 o'clock
Touchdown.
that this does, like, a team does not come along at 2:59 and be like, we'll give you more than the Vikings. But
yeah, that is true. Zadarius Smith, was it last year, right? He had a 3-year deal with the Ravens, and then, I don't know, they got weird about it, or he did. And so I guess we do have to be on alert for that. You said last week Adam Thielen will be a former Viking within the next 3 days, and he was. And you said the Chicago Bears would trade the number 1 overall pick.
Wow.
Feeling good.
Which they
God,
did.
Man.
Good.
4 for 4, a couple of touchdowns, chunking the ball down the field. Nice work, dude.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What do you have to say to the people that just accuse you of being a check down Charlie after this? I don't know. You
some of my
sort of silenced
co-hosts
the
have said
doubters.
that. Some of my co-hosts have said that. You know what? The haters fuel me. The doubters fuel me. So, like, when I hear that, I say to myself, I'm going to get mad. I'll show them. And so that's what I do. So, like, for all the people that think, yeah, it's 4th and 8. What's going to happen? It's going to check it down. Threw it past the sticks this time, didn't I?
Bold by Judd Zilga. Old Macadac had one come off the board here. He said within the next 2 weeks, just 2 weeks ago, by March 15th, the Vikings would cut or trade at least 3 players on their current roster. Well, Kendricks, Thielen, and Dantzler have all been shown the door.
Not the third one I thought.
Yeah, kind of thought it would be like a Harrison or
So did I.
a Zadarius or something. And I guess technically, like, I have the rest of the day to get even more here because I said by the end of March 15th. All right, listeners had a night.
Wow.
Look at this.
What is going on?
Right.
It's all green.
This is insane. Listeners, Matt said the Vikings will extend or I guess re-sign Garrett Bradbury this offseason. And Nick, this is a touchdown pass. Nick said the Bears will trade for a true number 1 wide receiver. Some subjectivity in there. Unless somebody wants to fight the DJ Moore.
No, it's
not.
No.
Yeah.
It's specific, yeah.
I think you're right. It's very specific for like a position on a team that's not the Vikings. So Nick gets full credit. Nice work.
Nice job, Nick. So, all right, can Declan keep the streak? So what are we, 7 for 7 here with a bunch of 3 touchdowns across the board?
I
My
know
eyes
I
are
every other
burning.
week. I know every other week.
God, look at this
I know
bloodbath.
Oh,
I know
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm aware.
good, sweet.
Oh,
Oh.
this is going to be tough to recover from. Not only
Yes.
in write that down, but maybe even for your career here in sports media.
Okay.
Is this season ending, Phil?
No. I have a retort on that, but why don't you go through the accountability and then we'll go from there.
Oh, we're going to get spicy.
So Deck said, Deck is the back-to-back A.J. McCarron predictions this week. You said McCarron will account for at least 3 touchdowns in the XFL last week. He accounted for 2. You said Dalvin Tomlinson would agree on a new contract with the Vikings between whenever you made this prediction and March 16th. He did not. Harry the Hitman's contract would be reworked in the next 48 hours by Friday, March 10th at 10:52 a.m. Central Time. Eric Kendricks would sign with an NFC North team. And a former Vikings quarterback, training camp players included, will be a Week 1 starter in the XFL. I went back to, we missed this in Week 1, but I went back. I don't believe there were any former Vikings. Although, is Kyle Sloter now starting?
Right?
But he wasn't a Week 1 starter.
Oh, really? XFL super fan over here. I should probably should have known that.
Oh, let me double check that real quick here, just to make sure.
I feel like
Who's he with? I don't even know who he's with.
the Arlington, Renegades.
Oh, Arlington. Okay.
And he
I'm
was
just going to
like
Google Kyle Sloter XFL stats. I don't know.
their
if that's
website is terrible.
it is really bad.
It's like astonishingly bad to
Tell the Rock.
navigate.
Tell the Rock to fix it.
I want to do right by you here, so I am gonna look this up. So Kyle Sloter, he's played for. So is it the Renegades?
Played the Vegas Vipers in Week 1 on Saturday, February 18th.
We have hit a low. If there's a low, we just hit it.
So ESPN has now built in an XFL like weekly scoreboard function because they are a media partner.
Of course.
So it was the Renegades. Week 1 for the Renegades, though. Drew Plitt made the start in week 1, and now Kyle Sloter has taken over. So unfortunately, no former Vikings in week 1 in the XFL. So with that on the season, the listeners are now have a 100% completion percentage. They do not have any incompletions so far because they had nothing come off the board, and now all of a sudden they've got.
I don't even get my moment in the sun to lead because I had at least one wrong so far before this week. Yeah.
Well, but your moment in the sun is you're leading with 2 touchdowns now. This might be the first time you've ever led in touchdowns in Purple Daily. Write that down. So you should savor this.
Or in traditional, write that down.
You should savor this. 66% completions for Judd, or 67. I'm at 60%, yet to have a touchdown. Declan at 11% completion so far, off to a slow start. Judd, you have overtaken the career lead here with a 35.5% completion percentage. Nice job. Old Macadac still leads with 33 career touchdowns. So. All right, Dex, do you have to get something off your chest here? Or?
Yeah, remember last year I had the worst bloodbath. I don't think I nailed a single draft prediction post-draft. It was like an 0 for 16 streak or whatever it was.
It was a tough shot.
I forget who won the completion percentage again that season this last year.
Oh, wow. We are getting
Who came back after that and ended up winning the completion percentage?
We are getting spicy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a Brett Favre 5 interception game in week 6 or something, and then he kind of shakes it off.
Dig yourself out. It'll be great. Look forward to seeing it.
All right, we'll see if Declan can dig himself out of this hole. Let's get our guy Tony in here, our guest listener predictor on Purple Daily. Write that down. Tony, what's going on, man? When did you first become a Vikings fan?
It's been a while. It was 98. I was 10 years old, and I got to see that godforsaken Gary Anderson field goal miss, and I have hated kickers since.
So how do you feel about the Greg Joseph 1-year deal from yesterday?
You know, after last year's missed field goals, I don't know, the extra points he kept missing, I don't know how to feel about it. To be honest, I don't know.
I think anxious is how you should feel about it. That's how everyone should feel about it.
Good answer. Yeah.
Could be pretty much any kicker. Maybe this is the year they take another shot in the 5th round on a kicker, Judd. Can we make it 3 fifth?
Well,
Daniel Carlson was a 5th rounder. Can you do 3 5th-round kicker draft picks in 12 years?
You know what? At least if you do, which I would not draft one, but Kevin O'Connell won't be pissed off the second the draft pick is put in. So that's good.
He'll handle it a little bit better.
Like, don't sign Cousins and don't draft a kicker. And Rick's like, I signed Cousins and I drafted a kicker.
And now it's going to be a 4-year downward football spiral. So, all right, so we're going to start off with Tony over to Judd, Declan back to me. One prediction each. We'll do 3 trips around the room here. So you are under center. Let's rock and roll here, Tony.
Okay. So write that down. That the Vikings will be top 5 in both sacks and takeaways in the 2023 season.
Ooh.
Correct me if my math is wrong, or whatever website I used was wrong. We were 8th in takeaways last year and tied for 21st in sacks. If the stats were right, I think just being younger and Brian Flores, we will be having a lot of sacks. And I think because of that, and with the man coverage change and the kind of philosophy with the defensive backs, more takeaways will be caused. So I think top 5 in both categories.
So this is definitely a touchdown, right? If they hit top 5 in both those categories, big time.
That's a great one.
Okay, Judd.
Write this down.
The Carolina Panthers will trade the first overall pick in the draft.
What?
So the Panthers have threatened to, and I believe them because I don't know that there is a quarterback that you have to absolutely have, but they're definitely going to take a quarterback. But this puts them, much like the Bears were previously, in the catbird seat of the draft. I think they trade the first overall pick. Not too far down, but far enough to recoup things. It feels like we've entered a new, way more fun era of the National Football League. So that's my prediction.
Interesting. So I'd be curious to see what sort of the net would be on as you add up all the assets. By the way, we have some quarterback breaking news here as we record this episode of Purple Daily. Baker Mayfield finalizing a 1-year deal with the Tampa Bay Bucks, $8.5 million. He's going to battle Kyle Trask for a starting quarterback spot to replace Tom Brady. Good luck, Tampa.
Write this down.
Have fun
down there. They're going to be awful.
Okay, back over to Declan here.
All right, first one for me. You guys tell me if this is fair enough to make. First off, write it down. Harrison Smith will remain on the Vikings roster by day's end.
So like by 11:59 p.m.
He'll remain on the Vikings roster.
Okay.
He's on the roster now, obviously, but he could be on the chopping block. I'm going to make it specific for 24 hours. That's fair to make.
24 hours?
Or by day's end, excuse me, by day's end.
So I want to be clear.
Wednesday. Yep.
Okay.
Judge, is that fine?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
you were looking like you were thinking.
No.
Sure.
You were looking like you wanted trouble there.
Else.
Yeah.
Nope.
You better wipe that bad look off your face.
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Till
Watch this come off the board in any second, though.
Declan's ready to fight today because he went 0 for 5 in the accountability.
Yeah, and he's mad that we forgot that he was 0 for 16 in the draft predictions last year.
People don't forget.
A lot of haters out there, Dex.
Write this down.
All right, write this down. The Vikings will be linked to DJ Chark via credible report at some point in free agency. Okay. So between now and whenever he signs, there will be a credible report that links the Vikings and DJ Chark with like legitimate interest or a visit or discussions or something. It's a little vague, and you guys can play jury if you want to, but I think they're going to legitimately sniff around and kick the tires on DJ Chark. And unless you guys have seen something, so the wide receiver market was a little slow. No wide receivers signed on the first day, and then we finally had Jacoby Myers sign. I haven't seen anything on DJ Chark yet. Not a peep.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, if Shefty or a Glaze bomb, something like that, then you're right.
Glaze doesn't really. No, he doesn't. He's not. He'll pick his spots. Once or twice here and there, but
he's good with in season on Sunday scoops. Like someone won't play. Like he's usually kind of quick with those ones, like on the actual game day.
If you're Fox, like how does that work? So Fox is paying him big bucks to be an NFL insider only during the season.
Yeah.
He doesn't partake in the free agency frenzy bonanza.
He used to, and then he almost, and I'm not joking here, he almost died at some point in time, and he's got depression issues, and I think he decided to bail on that part of the game. But he works out like a bunch of players, like they're good friends. I think Strahan's his best friend. Yeah. And so they feed him information, but he punted on the rap sheet Shefty Pelissero game.
I want to see Adam Schefter doing MMA workouts with current NFL players. That's the content that we need. All right, back to Tony here. What's your second prediction?
Write this down.
Okay, my second prediction. So write this down. The Minnesota Vikings will trade during the draft with a in-division rival again. So last year we did it with the Lions, with the Packers. So we're going to do it again in this year's draft.
Well, maybe if one of those quarterbacks slips toward 9, maybe they can trade with the Bears in the first round.
The Bears.
Maybe Will Levis slips a little bit, and the Bears facilitate something with the Vikings.
Write this down.
Could see that happening. No? Okay.
No, I don't think so. I shouldn't say no for sure. I don't think so.
All right, Judd.
The Vikings will finish in the top 15 in the NFL in rushing defense next season. So just as the point of where they were in 2022, they were 27th. They were.
Is this what metric are we using here?
They are
total
going to
yards.
Yes, total yards. Let's use total yards. So they will finish in the top 15 in rushing defense. I think they're going to be much improved from where they were and respectable from a league standpoint.
Yeah, and we kind of clowned on Jordan Hicks because he didn't have a great season last year, but the thing that he actually was good at relative to the rest of the middle linebackers is run defense. He was 13th out of 90 inside linebackers according to PFF. So Brian Asamoah, some more speed, swap out some 30-plus-year-olds for some 25-year-olds. I could see them just by getting faster and having Brian Flores instead of Ed Donatel making that leap. Dex?
All right, my next one. Write this down. The Vikings will hand out at least one more multi-year contract in the next 72 hours. So another multi-year contract in the next 72 hours. So 10:56 by March 18th, this will come off the board, but they'll hand out at least one more multi-year contract in free agency.
Okay, okay. I was going to say clarification. So external free agents, right?
Yep. Yes.
So
not
TJ
not
Hawkinson
would not would not count for this in NFL free agency.
All right. Okay.
Write this down.
Write this down. So I was doing some digging here, and it looks like 8 different running backs or wide receivers ran a sub 4.4 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. Now, there might be some more guys who run a sub 40 in a pro day or something. So I guess those and those, if a guy didn't get invited to the Combine but then runs a 40 at his pro day, then that would be his official 40. But here's my prediction. The Vikings will draft an offensive skill position player who ran a sub 4.4 40-yard dash this year. And I'm going to say Combine 40s or pro day 40s.
Okay.
So they're going to look to draft a fast skill position player with one of their draft picks. Write it down. Get some more speed out here.
Write this down.
Okay. All right. Good talk.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff.
I'm writing all the stuff down.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for?
Wow.
Oh, Dex is. I told you, Salty.
I'm writing all the stuff down.
Yeah,
That was a lot of information.
No, Dex is all pissed off because of his terrible day and he's tired because it's been a long week.
Judd's
and
monitoring
so
Twitter. I was writing. I was doing my duties.
I mean, we can banter between the predictions. That's the beauty of Write That Down. Plus, it gives Dex an extra few seconds to write them down.
I gotta be honest.
We've been doing this segment for like 8 years.
I know,
and
but
Judd
today's
just
a game.
sits there silently.
But today's a game face day. At 3 o'clock, the new league year starts. Okay, like this isn't any ordinary Wednesday. I got a lot going on up here, thinking about what might transpire today.
So
I'm
much
waiting
going
for
on.
news. I'm pretty intense right now. I gotta be honest. I'm pretty intense about today.
We could tell. All right, Tony, what's your third and final prediction?
Okay. This one is spiteful. I admit. Write this down. Aaron Rodgers will lose in the AFC playoffs again.
Okay.
Well, another playoff loss, but obviously AFC.
Yeah. So it's amazing the parallels to Brett Favre here, right? He's just gonna probably go down in flames with the Jets. 2 or 3 years ago, we had a lot of discussions, even going back like 5 years, about it would be pretty hilarious if Aaron Rodgers did the same thing, picked the team as a bridge, and then went to the Vikings. I don't want that to happen at all anymore. I want nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers.
No, hell no. I agree.
2 or 3 years ago, it was kind of fun to troll Packer fans and say, "Oh, he's going to come over. He's going to finish the job that Brett couldn't." I don't want anything to do with him. He's a narcissist.
He was an MVP at that time too. Like you'll put up with a lot more back then. Now it's like, no way, dude. You are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all sort of unfolds. All right, Tony, great stuff here. Great predictions. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Purple Daily, is there anyone you'd like to thank that helped you get to this pinnacle moment?
The normal answer, thank my wife putting up with me and my bullshit for the last how many years, my family, and I guess I should not thank them for making me a Vikings fan, but so
yeah, we all get saddled as kids with these Minnesota sports teams. Tony, thanks for coming on, man. Good luck with your predictions. Enjoy the rest of
thank you.
Free agency week, and happy NFL new league year to you. All right.
I didn't see Tony is dropping a S-bomb.
Well, it is a podcast. I mean,
That's a podcast.
Oh, no, I'm just saying.
Although Declan's going to have to clip that for radio because we do put some of this stuff on the radio.
No, I'm just saying.
time-stamped.
When I saw him and he started, like if you were to say go to the window, what are the odds of this contestant dropping an S-bomb? I would have said very low. Because there have been some folks where I've been like, okay, it's coming.
There's some guys on Ventline where it's like very obvious an F-bomb is coming. And we just
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And can we, like the FCC isn't monitoring podcasts for that, so we're technically fine. But our company likes us to keep it, Hubbard Radio.
We're not uncensored.
Likes to keep it, kid friendly, PG, right? There's
our friend Tom.
There's kids Vikings fans who are listening.
I got no problem with not swearing.
Okay,
I got no problem with it.
Write this down.
I'm okay with it. Just one time, good stuff from
Sure,
Tony.
yeah. Oh, he was great.
All right, Joe, what is your third and final prediction here?
My third and final prediction is one I thought I had made before, but I can't find it, so I'm going to put it on the record. Anthony Richardson will go in the top 3 of the NFL draft.
Yeah, I don't think you've made that prediction yet.
I thought I did, but I have not. So he will go in the top 3 picks, within the top 3 picks.
Yep, that third pick is still kind of up for grabs here. I'm so curious to see. I don't know. I still stick to my my instincts that love me some Anthony Richardson, but I think he needs to sit for a year, and I think his accuracy is a huge problem for, like, you can't play that guy, I don't think, until 2024. So it all depends. If he gets drafted by a team that can be patient and develop him, maybe he reaches his ceiling. But if someone throws him into the fire and he's just a train wreck right away, it's all going to come down to, like, if the Texans ruin him.
That's what I was going to say.
Or if some other
who
team
drafts him.
Yeah.
But I could see a team panicking and saying, "Oh my God, he's too good. He's too good. We can't pass him up," and that probably wouldn't be good for him. But in this day and age, I could easily see a team in the top 3.
Yeah, and
trying to force it.
And even though like there's a huge risk factor with him just because of accuracy and whatnot, he also has, I think, if you looked at all 4 of those quarterbacks and said, okay, if all of them reach their max potential, which one would you want to have? And the answer is probably Anthony Richardson, right? So, all right, Deck, what's your final?
All right, write this down. So Rodgers is going on McAfee today. I want this on the record. I think this is fair to make again, too. You guys tell me if I can't. Write it down. Aaron Rodgers will not confirm that he's being traded to the Jets on McAfee. He'll not confirm it. He's gonna slow play it. He's not gonna confirm he's going to the Jets. There's obviously gonna be some subjectivity here to a degree, but he will not confirm he's going to the Jets.
Yeah, and this will be so. This prediction is being made before this. Most people are going to hear this episode after Rodgers' appearance on McAfee. I was going to make this exact prediction. This was legitimately my third and final prediction.
What time's the appearance on McAfee?
I think 1 p.m. Central or
noon Central.
Noon Central.
Oh, an hour from now. Okay.
Yep. So I'm going to pivot and make this Aaron Rodgers McAfee prediction here.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Aaron Rodgers will take shots at the media on McAfee's show for how his situation has been covered or portrayed.
Yeah.
Subjective. You guys are going to have to rule on this one, but I think he's just going to, and I don't know what kind of questions McAfee's going to ask, but he does a pretty good job of kind of poking the bear a little bit, even though they're all in on it together. But I'm guessing McAfee will ask something about, hey, you said that you weren't going to hold the league hostage, and a lot of people feel like, what do you say to the people that think you're holding the league hostage?
Yeah,
and that'll
he's
be
for sure going to take a shot. At
this is all kind of off the record,
Schefter,
but yeah,
if nothing else.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, there's that famous clip from him whenever it was on McAfee doing the rant about Schefter and Rappaport, how those guys don't know bleep about his life. They certainly don't. They don't have any sources in his inner circle, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, but they have sources all around the league. So if there's any conversation with you and the Jets, they're going to get it from the Jet side or the Packers side. So his arrogance to think that because none of his friends are telling Adam Schefter anything, that nothing about him can possibly get out. Does any high-profile athlete sweat the media and what they say more than Aaron Rodgers while pretending to not sweat what the media says?
That's the thing about it. He's such a fraud. Like, he is such a fraud. And
he
wants
is, dude.
My inner circle. Again, he is far more despicable, in my opinion, than Favre, because at least in his playing days, at least, Favre came off as selling the sort of good old country boy thing. This guy tries to just be like, I'm so smart. You don't know how smart I am. It's like,
didn't he deliver like a 400-page way back in the COVID? He delivered like 400 pages of his own research on what the NFL should do for COVID policies. Like, dude, just calm down.
Exactly.
People in my inner circle here, old Macadac's inner circle, are all about Athletic Greens and AG1. So it was about 6 years ago that I discovered Athletic Greens, and AG1 is like a nutritional insurance scoop to start your day. One scoop mixed with a bottle of water or a full cup of water, you get your full allotment of nutrients for the day. It takes the place of my multivitamin, takes the place of my probiotic. This may come as a shock, but old Macadac sometimes not always great at getting the right nutrients in a full day. It can be hard. You're busy. You're on the fly. Whatever it is. With AG1, you get 75 high quality ingredients and vitamins that give you important daily nutrients. It's either the first thing I drink in the morning, or sometimes I'll do it as more of a middle of the day boost, brain fog, lifted, energy levels heightened. I've had a great experience myself with AG1. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/purpledaily. athleticgreens.com/purpledaily and check it out. Speaking of being healthy, Judd, you're going on, I don't know, like 20 months since you started losing 40 pounds with Livia. Pretty impressive.
Yes. And here's the most impressive thing. It's not that the guy on the left became the guy on the right through a program that 100% works, and it's weight control. It's not a diet, but it's the fact that those 20 months that I've been able to keep the weight off. And that's the most important thing. Like, let's talk about what the key is. It's not just the weight loss, which in this case is very easy and was very simple, but it's also a program that helps you maintain that weight loss so you don't have to worry again about stepping on the scale and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gaining weight back. That will not be the case. And here's the best part right now. If you join today, you're going to get 8 weeks for free. All you have to do, call 855-GO-LIVEA, visit Livia.com, Livia.com, Livea, voted Minnesota's best weight loss program. And again, 8 weeks for free. Start today. Start to feel great, and then most importantly, keep the weight off with Livia.
All right, gents, before we wrap this prediction episode here, this Write That Down episode of Purple Daily, and we're going to be on call the rest of the day. Just prop us back up, and we will jump back on if there's news.
Hot takes.
Must deliver Vikings takes on YouTube. So what we're waiting for here in the coming days, and the Vikings with the Kirk Cousins reshuffling are technically cap compliant right now. So they don't have to do, like, they don't have any desperate moves to make to get compliant by this afternoon's official league year. But what we're basically waiting on here is Zadarius Smith. What happens with him? They just signed his replacement, even though he's still on the roster. Marcus Davenport is replacing Zadarius Smith, as far as we know at this point. But Zadarius is still under contract. Harrison Smith is still on a long-term lucrative contract. What did they do with him? And then Dalvin Cook, $14 million cap hit this year. Alex Madison, at this point, he's external because he's a free agent, but there's just a lot to be figured out here with some of these big-name Vikings, whether it's today or at some point in the coming days. So I would say Zadarius, Harrison, and Dalvin Cook are the biggest remaining things up in the air for this team right now.
And I have to think that Z is gone, right? Like he either gets dealt for a late round pick. The Vikings have been trying to do that for like 3 days. So my guess is they don't get that, but they're not going to keep him. So he probably gets released. Harrison Smith just has to decide basically what type of contract he'll come back for, or he's gone. I think Dalvin Cook stays now. I think they tried to trade him. We're surprised that they didn't get they thought that they would probably get a day 2 mid-round pick, and teams said, we'll give you a 7th or a 6th. I bet he stays. And then he's gone after 2023.
Yeah, that could be. I think Zadarius is for sure gone. It's funny because Harrison would be such a great fit in the Flores system, but the Vikings are trying to get rid of as much money as possible for these 2024-25 off seasons. And so they ultimately need Harrison Smith to cooperate. And if he just doesn't want to cooperate, which he has that right, or if he thinks, well, I mean, if I'm going to have to take a pay cut anyways, might as well go to a team that has a better chance to win a Super Bowl. You know, go pick your contender in the AFC or whatever. Yeah,
absolutely.
He deserves that shot to go chase a ring. I wouldn't be mad at Harrison Smith if he decided to go chase a ring somewhere.
And the one thing we don't know still is who else are they pursuing on the market today? Like, if they think that they might lose Smith, would they be pursuing a safety that fits the profile? I'm not assuring this, but it is very, very clear, and I love it, that this team has profiled players and said, we want to chase first contract guys out of their first contracts, approximately the ages of, let's say, 25 and 26.
Yes.
And I think that is very smart.
You know, as far as safety free agents, I'd have to go and double check which one of these guys have officially signed. But like, there's some dudes out there. I think Von Bell signed. So, but Jesse Bates, I think, is still available. He's 26 years old. Jordan Poyer's 32.
I think Bates agreed to a deal somewhere else a couple days ago.
Okay.
But I mean, still, it's a definite profile.
You know, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I don't know that they would spend like $10 million a year, and maybe he signed too, but there's guys out there, or maybe they just say, all right, Lewis Seen and Cam Bynum, you guys are the safeties on a young rebuilding defense. Go.
If they don't want to play Seen and his leg is okay, it's cause for concern for me.
Well, they're going to play him if his leg's okay, right? Are you saying that he would be?
I'm saying
that big of a train wreck that like they're going to run him out there.
I would hope so. But I thought that they would at least find a role for him before he got hurt last year. I have no idea what they're going to do, but my point is, if he's healthy when training camp starts or when the season starts, and he is playing special teams again, that's going to be a bit of a red flag to me.
Well, I mean, he would be a complete bust at that point. But
no, that's the old red flag thing.
Wow, look at you already questioning whether Lewis Cine is
I'm throwing it out there.
A straight up bust here on March 15th.
I've praised these guys for the approach. I love the approach, but as I parse through the roster, I have some concerns. Not gonna lie.
I have some concerns should be Judd's tagline on.
And Brian Flores is going to do stuff.
Daily, and
Brian Flores is going to do stuff. If you didn't see last night's episode, I assure you, Brian Flores will do stuff.
All right, I think that's a wrap on this episode of Purple Daily here, and we're going to be ready and waiting for more Vikings news at some point today or tomorrow. You can check out also later today Realistic Randy and Declan. We're going to get Realistic Randy's thoughts on what's happened here. Judd's ready to wave the flag for another.
I'm just waiting with the flag. You tell me when the papal smoke appears from TCL, and I'll wave the flag.
See you guys, Purple Daily.